Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we are checking out 200,000 US dollars in the French countryside, 6 bedroom and one enchanted garden. What are we talking about? For 17 million pesos, you get a countryside with 6 bedroom and one garden. I need to move. I need to move. Can we sell this place and move? Because I think we can do that. We can afford it. But anyways, beautiful peeps, before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button. Let's get it.
We're an American family of three that came to France in the summer of 2022 for a year-long sabbatical. But while we were here, we fell in love with the place and decided to stay. And now, almost 2 years later, we bought a house. Today, we're going to take you on a tour of our house here in the countryside of southwest France.
Hi, I'm Raina.
I'm Jason.
We're Baguette bound. The house is located in Amé, France, a small town of about 2,900 located at the edge of the Dordogne and the Gironde departments in southwest France. Just under 3,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms. We paid just under 200,000 US dollars for it in 2024. We think, based on what the family has shared with us, who owned it for 4 generations, that it was built sometime in the late 1790s. This house is called a bourgeoisie house, and that represents a little bit more of a formal style of French countryside house. This was exactly what we wanted. The formality starts with the fact that the layout is very symmetrical and often includes a large entryway like this one, a place to greet guests that are coming to your house. And this was one of the things I really wanted in a house because I wanted a place to welcome people in right off the bat.
My favorite part about the entryway is the flavored water station. We stayed at a hotel in Nice last summer, and they had flavored water every day. It felt so luxurious. We brought that back to the house, and it's so easy to do. We just have to go buy fresh fruit at the store or the market and drop it in.
It's funny how sometimes these little things that you think of as so indulgent and luxurious, you realize are actually pretty simple and you can pull it off at home if you want. The 2 front rooms off of the entryway are the most formal rooms in the house. And this first one, the salon, is our main living space. This is where we read, play music, listen to music, watch TV, and greet guests when they come over for an aperitif, or just stare out the window at the park that feels like it's in front of the house.
The beautiful marble fireplace is one of 5 spread throughout the house. It gives the room a very formal look.
And the thing that doesn't give the room a more formal look is my duck lamp, Gerald, bought at a local boutique here in Amé, and I love him. Now we're moving on to the formal dining, which has been a room I have dreamed of in every single house we have ever owned, and it feels like now it's finally going to come to life here. This room is filled with furniture that we feel like we inherited from the French family we bought it from. I especially love the china cabinet, the carvings on it, and we found lots of interesting things inside of it. I mean, obviously it keeps a ton of dishes, some of which were gifted to us by our lovely Marianne's mom because we had no plates. I'm so happy every time I use them. But also, you never know what you're gonna find tucked in places. Like these liquor bottles that were here when we came. We can't read the label. We did find this one. We don't know if we're gonna drink it or not. Maybe that's a different video, but it's fun to find things like this. You'll see in this room that the walls are in process of having the wallpaper removed. This reflects the fact that we have lived here for just a few weeks at this point, and no renovations on the house have started at all. And the only things that we have done is start to paint some areas to freshen them up, lots and lots and lots of cleaning, and removing wallpaper, or at least attempting to.
These antique cast iron radiators work incredibly well. They work better than anything we could replace them with. And I really like the way they look. The rusty patina.
This house is completely the opposite of having an open kitchen, and I love it. There's actually a door between the kitchen and dining room. And so when you're having a dinner party and you don't want everyone to see the disaster that has happened, you can just close the door. At the same time, the kitchen is big enough and we have a table in it that people can still join you in the kitchen. And when we renovate it eventually, we'll keep something that will still provide that space. One thing, as you look around in the kitchen, you may notice there's really no appliances or countertops or cabinets. So while houses built at this time period,
I hope that there's an update because I'm curious how it looks now with the new owners. Like, what did they put? How did they change the place up? So, if there is an update, we'll probably check it out.
were the original unkitchens with just furniture to store things and whatever the equivalent of a cooking appliance might have been during that period. It actually is very common in France when you buy a house for the kitchen, as we think of it as an American, to not be included. But never fear, if this is the case, when you fall in love with your own house in France, should you be looking, because this is fairly common here, there are stores that make it really easy to walk in, get some help, design a kitchen, have it delivered and installed, much more so than I think the project we think of it as in the US.
We cook a lot and do eat at home, and when we do, we find ourselves out here on the patio, just outside the kitchen. It's a great space with a mix of sun and shade. Here you can see some of the work that's gone into rehabilitating this space to turn it into a usable space we can use every day. Set on an acre and a half with a hill rising above. We just love the outdoor space here. And when we came here, it was like a magical garden to be explored. I could imagine myself as a 4-year-old being excited, and here I am as a 44-year-old being excited.
Yes.
There's secret entrances into hidden garden spots. There's fruit trees all over. There's berries up on top of the hill.
Nah, this is a
At one point,
steal
I found
for
a
me,
little
I think.
spring kind of leaking out of the top of the hill and running a little creek down through the side of the yard. I think I screamed at you from the top of the hill.
I was
to
like,
come up and
I thought
find it.
something was wrong. He was just so excited. And what did you find?
A spring. There's a spring just like oozing out of the rock.
He's like, you hear the water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mature shade trees. It's just it's a really nice outdoor space.
It is. It feels like the house is in the middle of a park. Welcome to the back hallway. This is the area that leads to basically the rest of the house. It's great because it's got a space for like just the everyday functional junk that happens and accumulates. Your parapluie or umbrella.
Yeah, the house seems old and whatever, but I feel like the surrounding makes up for it. And eventually, like if you buy an old house like this, you can slowly renovate internally, externally until everything is like, okay. But the surrounding is this is my ideal, right? Like I do not see any other house. We're in the middle, like she said, in the middle of the park. It seems like it's all green, and I don't even know where the neighbors are. Do they even have a neighbor, or are they just like in the middle of a jungle? Because it looks so beautiful. I want to see that though. Like, how far is the next house, or the main road, or something like that, or the town center also. I don't mind actually, because I could just go once a week to town, buy groceries, home, do that. Like, I'm cool. I'll be like in that outside area working every day. You're not gonna find me in the house, okay? Who cares about the house? I'll be outside the whole day if that's where I live.
Your shoes, your bags, the sunscreen you need every time you go out. But I love how it still allows us to have like this nice, neat front entryway and a spot for everything to land of everyday life. There's also this fun little bonus. And then we've got the Harry Potter closet, the closet under the stairs. Juliana loves this. And one day we heard this knocking coming from somewhere. It's an old house. It could have been anything. It's a little nerve-wracking when you hear it. It was Juliana in the closet. She had accidentally locked herself in.
Oh, that's the problem.
Down the hallway, before we get to the office and guest bedrooms, we run into my favorite room in the house. Jump down the stairs to the cave, or the cellar.
No, it's so claustrophobic to even be here.
We find a deep well dug under the house that feeds water for the garden. There's also dozens and dozens
Are we sure there's
of
no like
unopened
skeleton?
wine and champagne bottles left behind. Some of these we can
Whoa.
identify, some we can't.
Jose.
Welcome to
Ooh, I
our
like
office.
this.
We love this room.
Why is it that my immediate thought about the office was like, this is so beautiful, but if this was me, right, if I'm bored inside, which I will be all the time, I will pass through the window and just work outside. Yeah. You know what? Just take the whole office and put it out.
Because it's another one of the rooms with a large window looking out into the garden.
I wanna
It
pass
feels
the
really
window.
bright, especially since we painted it this vibrant color of blue that we both really like.
It's amazing how quickly a room can clean up with a fresh coat of blue paint and a little decluttering.
It's a little bit like a little co-working space. There's room for Jason and I, plus if we have someone visiting that can work also, which feels fun. And it's a place that we like to be, which is important because you spend a lot of time in your office when you work from home.
The light and energy in the room is fantastic. We look right out on the garden. Sometimes we climb out the window to go film.
That's the way to live. Oh, I love this area. We have a water pump thingy.
So now we come to the downstairs guest bedroom, which is another work in progress, but has some of my favorite furniture in it. This bed and armoire set that matches with these ornately carved flowers. I couldn't imagine owning furniture like this when I was younger. A friend of mine and I used to spend Friday nights in our 20s going to container ship auctions of French furniture, hoping that on our small salaries at the time, we would win a bid some week to be able to bring home some furniture that was like this. And now here it is in my house. And sometimes I still can't believe it. We wanted to keep this room feeling very French country. So far I've chosen linen for the bed and eventually other things that'll come in the room because when you come to visit us, I want you to feel like you are in the French countryside. So we've tried to keep it more traditional in here. And the fun thing about this room is there's a surprise behind this cabinetry that we did not expect when we first toured the house. Any guesses?
Bathroom?
If you said sink, You were right.
Wow.
We actually think we'll keep it because we love keeping it true to the spirit of the house, and we thought it would be nice if you're a guest here to be able to brush your teeth in your bedroom.
I think, why don't we put like a toilet or something so we can pee in the middle of the night?
A little bit of Texas as we head up the stairs. There's no air conditioning in the house, and you can usually feel a little bit of a temperature change as you reach the top. But the 18-inch walls, the well underneath, a bit of insulation, and some judicious use of the shutters during the day keep the temperature pretty well moderated during the summer. The upstairs hallway connects the bedrooms and the only full bath in the house.
This bedroom upstairs we've nicknamed the armoire room because it has not one, not two, but three armoires from all different eras. I have to say, though, the extra storage is great, and eventually we'll probably reorganize. In this room, we also have one of the beautiful antique beds that we've inherited. But let me just tell you, if you are moving to France and you are bringing your bed linen or mattresses or beds, just know that here in France, there are about 10 different sizes of beds floating around the country that have changed over the centuries. And you will have to try and coordinate with also that many different sets of sheets, bedspreads, duvet covers, and sometimes you make a miscalculation when you order a mattress online and you end up with a situation like this. Good luck. So, this is our only full bath for the whole house, but I love it has like lots of natural light and again, like these views out to the garden, and something that I think many Americans think that all French homes have, which is not true, but this one does. A bidet. Dun dun dun. Now, when we first saw this, I did not know what to do with it. I don't know if I'd ever even seen a bidet as an American before we came. And I know most people think you use them for one thing, but I have discovered a use for it that I love. And it is, you know how sometimes it's been a really busy week and you haven't been able to sweep your house and you're walking around barefoot and your feet are all gross? You can wash them in your bidet. Look, the water gently flows in. It's nice and cool and refreshing. And I cannot believe that we are recording me washing my feet.
One of the bedrooms upstairs used to be the previous owner's workshop. He did bookbinding and some printing up here, and there were all kinds of machines when we moved in.
Oh, wow.
Right now we've repurposed it we've moved all the extra furniture from around the house, which we are thankful we got a lot of, into this room. It's like the shopping center as we redesign each room. We can come in here, we can find a piece of furniture, bring it back out, figure out if it works, and if it doesn't, just drop it back off. We love shopping in the workshop. Renovation plans will be to turn this into our master bedroom. It's got great views down at the garden and the side of the house as well. The large windows and high ceilings give it great light in the morning.
Now we come into the room that we're currently using as our bedroom and probably feels like the room that, again, although we have started no renovations, feels the most different from the day we moved in. Here are a few snapshots from where we started, the day we closed on the house. I've currently come to really like this room, even though eventually it will be changed into a second full-size bathroom and closet, hopefully connected to our main bedroom. But it's already filled with art and things that we've picked up along the way, like these pillows here in France that just make me happy to see them. So we've settled in and I'm happy to wake up in this room every day. Another thing we love about the location of this house is the fact that while it feels like we're in the middle of nature and the yard feels somewhat private, We also have neighbors on either side, and in a 15 to 20-minute leisurely walk, we're in the center of the village with
There we go. Answered my question. I like that. The distance are really good. It's not like together. I feel like these are even far apart, right? But it doesn't seem um like in the picture. But this seems it seems that the picture is close, but I know it's kind of far apart since they showed us the outside. This is my type of neighborhood. Look at that. Everybody's like living their life, and you can also interact with them if they're friendly, you know, 15 minutes to town center. Perfect.
And in a 15 to 20-minute leisurely walk, we're in the
And I
center of the
can walk.
village with
Oh,
restaurants, someplace we can get a cafe in the morning, shop the market, pick
adopt
up a
me.
baguette, go to the bank, get a haircut. So many normal things with daily life. And this felt like the perfect middle ground between being in the countryside and surrounded by nature and not being isolated or having to get in the car for every single thing. So, while we always wanted to do a project like this, bringing life back to a house with history, I think we spent many years imagining or thinking it would be in Houston or Colorado. And
Certainly it was never going to be a 1700s French countryside house.
right,
No.
but sometimes life just presents opportunities in a way that you don't expect.
Yeah, and you've got to be ready for those paths.
Yep. So, if you are thinking about maybe you want to buy a house in the French countryside, we made a video for you about what the whole buying process was like because it's different here than in the US. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you soon.
A bientôt.
That was beautiful. I like this because it gave us a lot of details and the look inside a French house. It's very similar to Filipino house if I think about it, especially the furniture. Look at my chair already, right? And then the bed frame also. It's like very similar to like your not modern Filipino houses, but your let's say 90s early 2000 houses. Nowadays, right? They've I think 2015, that's when the modern American style houses got incorporated to Philippines. It's very beautiful obviously, but the antiques, the old style is fading away. I mean, you can still do that at your house, right? So that's one of the similarities that I've found. The only thing that is different is the neighbor because our neighbor we are literally like wall to wall over here, and I don't like that at all. I like space, but you can't do anything. The reason why I don't like the type of living that we have here is because it's too noisy, noise populated, very very noise populated. That's why I like to use my mic also because if I use our you will hear like somebody's karaoke, somebody's shouting in the background, somebody's dog is there, someone's chickens and ducks, like there's so many noise pollution, and it's annoying. So this type of like home is what I want. I want the countryside. I know probably in like the cities it's not gonna be, you know, the same, but somebody take me to the French countryside. Let's go. Let's go. Let's move. But anyways, beautiful peeps, thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.